10 paranormal phenomena. Number 10. The exorcism of Annalise Michel. In 1968, Annalise began to suffer from convulsions and satanic hallucinations. Her bizarre behaviour included biting off the head of a bird and licking her own urine from the floor. Undergoing several exorcisms, she spoke in demonic voices, proclaiming to be Judas and Hitler. She died from starvation in 1976, and her parents were put on trial for murder, receiving a suspended sentence. Some suggest her possession was a form of schizophrenia, but this can't be proved as the family refused medical treatment. Number 9. Satnam Singh's reincarnation. An Indian boy named Taranjit Singh was adamant that he was in fact a 15-year-old boy called Satnam Singh who came from Jalandhar, around 60 kilometers away. An investigation found that a boy called Satnam had indeed been killed in Jalandhar. Taranjit was even able to give details of the blood-soaked books and money that Satnam had had with him when he died. Further investigations discovered that the two boys had identical handwriting, even though the living boy had barely written before. Some remain sceptical though, believing the families involved simply faked the whole story. Number 8. Annabelle doll. Given to an American nursing student in 1970, this doll would often be found in different positions, seemingly able to move to any room in the house. Though a medium proclaimed the doll was possessed by the harmless spirit of a child, one man claimed the doll strangled him and slashed at his chest, leaving deep scratches. Now in a museum, visitors claim they have caught slight movements, such as changing hand positions on camera. Number 7. The Greenbrier Ghost. In 1897, the ghost of a woman murdered by her husband allegedly visited her mother to provide details of her death. The mother consequently demanded an autopsy, which revealed that she died of a broken neck rather than natural causes. This helped prove the ghost story and landed her killer behind bars, with the ghost testimony being used as evidence. In 1977, a similar case was reported, with a young nurse seemingly being possessed by her recently murdered colleague. Teresita Bassa talked through the co-worker to reveal the name of the man who'd killed her and provide evidence. In this way, Bassa's colleague described several objects stolen by the killer that were found by police in his home, eventually leading to his arrest. Number 6. The Chupacabra. A vampiric creature has been reported across the Americas since 1995. Its victims are found drained of blood with puncture marks on their bodies. Witnesses have reported seeing an animal up to 5 feet tall with a spiked back and glowing red eyes. In 2014, one Texan couple claimed to have captured a chupacabra. However, biologists suggest the monster could actually be a raccoon or a dog with a parasitic disease. Number 5. The Battle of Los Angeles. On February 24, 1942, a mysterious aircraft was spotted flying over LA. Occurring soon after the Pearl Harbor attacks, its presence was taken for a Japanese raid. A response attack was immediately launched, and over the course of the night, 1,400 shells were blasted at the craft. However, there was not a single hit, and no wreckage was ever found. Many believed the craft must have been extraterrestrial to survive such a fierce attack. Others, however, suggested it was more likely to just be a weather balloon. Number 4. Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp. An American town in South Carolina claims to have been terrorized by a 7-foot-tall lizard man since the late 1980s. The first reported sighting was from a teenager who saw the lizard man sprinting towards his car and clinging to the roof as he sped away. He reported seeing a huge clawed hand appear on his windshield before he was able to throw the lizard man from the roof. Sporadically appearing for years, in 2008 he was blamed for the mysterious deaths of several farm animals in the town. Number 3. Emily Saget's doppelganger. A French schoolteacher lost several jobs because she was being followed by a figure that looked exactly like her. A class of 13 pupils reported seeing the woman and her doppelganger side by side in the classroom, and the figure would regularly take Emily's place when she left the room. But when the teacher tried to see for herself, the doppelganger would vanish. With the incidents taking place in the 1800s, The witness reports have been impossible to verify. Number 2. Spring-heeled Jack. A dangerous creature able to scale walls and jump over colossal heights terrorised Victorian England. Known as Spring-heeled Jack, in 1838 Jane Alsop claimed that he had spat blue flames in her face and torn at her body with sharp claws. He then bounded away, leaping over 20-foot rooftops. First reported in a letter to the Mayor of London, many have dismissed the figure as a prank. However, that didn't stop vigilante groups forming to hunt him down, but the creature was never caught. Number 1. Heart transplant. The personality traits of Terry Cottle, who took his own life, seemingly took over the man who received his heart in a transplant. In 1995, Cheryl Cottle's husband took his own life, shooting himself in the head after arguing with his wife. His heart was quickly transplanted into Sonny Graham, who got in touch with Cheryl a year later to thank her. The pair quickly fell in love, with Sonny claiming it felt like I'd known her for years. 12 years after the operation, Sonny took his own life in the exact same way as Terry, with no warning signs of depression prior to his death.
Hey guys, that was 10 unexplained paranormal phenomena. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Let us know if you've experienced anything weird like this in real life. And if you're after more scares, you should definitely check out Insidious 3. There's a link to the trailer right here.